Championship match. The top qualifier from Toronto, Fraser Hambly, an average of 282.4. He, of course, will take on John Willock with $2,000 in prize money up for grabs. The runner-up, not bad, $1,000, Hambly versus Willock, and we're set to go. And, of course, John with the honors first.
Well, as what's happening in the last game here, Fraser's choosing to finish first, and he's going to let John throw this first frame. And I was kind of happy when he didn't get a strike in this first frame, that he was maybe going to be off to a slow start.
Going back to last game, that is 9 consecutive strikes, and he is on a streak.
Well, that's 9 in a row, and like I say, just missing a couple of left corner pins certainly left the door open, and he just blew right on by it. Strikes and bunches are what wins, and certainly when you throw 8 in a row to finish a game, 375, it's not going to lose anything.
Been a great tournament for Hambly. He, of course, the top qualifier, as I mentioned, but he's been playing with a rather sore left leg, which he injured in a freak accident. Previous tournament, I guess a piece of glass on the floor, and he jammed his leg on it.
Yes, back earlier in the year, and he's had a few months trying to get over it, and I guess he started out the tournament with 388. He was out of the gate. He was the leader the first day with 15-11. He doesn't, as he says, he's not a morning person. Didn't bowl well to start today out, and boy, gets a 3-pin spare there to help that game.
Well, says he likes the lane conditions, especially the new rubber bands on the pins. Gives his ball more action.
Well, he's a technician of the game, naturally. He's been a Canadian champion a couple of times, just selected for induction to the 5-pin Hall of Fame. He's certainly one of the top 5 bowlers ever to play the game. And
5-time Master event winner.
And 2-time Canadian, and that's it's really all major accomplishments. So started today with a 191 game, and looks like the wheels were off, and but finished with 383 to take the lead back in the tournament and be the #1 spot. And that's the spot you want to be in. You want to be just have to play one game to win it all, and tremendous winning spirit in this gentleman, and he knows how to win, wants to win, and he'll give John all he can handle here, especially with John coming off this 375 game. But with John, it's 9 in a row, and the streak continues, and
at 375 was 100 points better than his average for the tournament, so reaching new heights here. Make it 10 in a row.
10 in a row.
Does this man like to play on television?
Just a great competitor, loves the game, knows so much about it, and we talked about it being the coach. He's been a national competitor, and he's got the stroke. I think he said he wanted to play today. He was looking forward to it.
He wasn't kidding. Well, 11 on 11.
11 in a row. And that puts Fraser under the gun early.
Fraser, 46 years of age, been bowling for about 34.
Yeah, started in the days just at the end of the CJBC and into the YBC, and was a major league star at 16, 17 years old.
Last event won the Dick Adams Memorial in Oshawa. Tough luck there.
Almost surprised that he won that event. He had bowled rather poorly in our last event in London, and took his injuries with him down to Oshawa and beat the field, shooting about 27-35, and I think he won $600 down there.
Well, unlike several of the competitors we have seen this afternoon, Fraser will not be going to St. John's. He, in fact, had a tough last day.
Tough day down there. It was pulled hamstring, acted up, and you don't see too many bowling injuries, but this was one of them. And
well, he placed second heading into the final round, and unfortunately just couldn't make it into the top 6.
Just couldn't get it going. And right now, with 60 in the third, he's in a lot of difficulty here right out of the gate. Because with John sitting on 11 in a row, 8 from the last game and 3 here, it's a question of, boy, how far ahead is he going to get?
Good look at the ball Fraser is using, and it is a plastic ball. Likes the plastic.
Yeah, but sometimes with the plastic ball, you get a more uniform weight and consistency, the weight variation, as opposed to a rubber ball, which can have some movement of the center of gravity even in the ball. With the plastic ball, you don't seem to have that, and I played with the other ones all weekend, and it's strictly bowler's choice. It's sometimes a question of what you can hang on to, what feels more comfortable in your hand, and I was playing with the Brunswick ball actually, and it was a question of looking. The ball wasn't hopping the corners when it hit, and you wanted it to carry through, and it did that most of the time. I see John playing with the plastic ball as well. Maybe I was doing the wrong thing. But there's 12, and as we say, he's had a couple of perfect games before. Not that this one's a perfect one, but Had he done that on the Masters Tour, that's a trip for two anywhere on Air Canada. And
Ian mentioned that.
certainly something we've been doing well with Air Canada. It's one of many sponsors that are on the tour, and the Nationals are sponsored by Walkers and Hiram Walker, and here we are with Brunswick, and the game is blessed with a lot of great sponsors.
Going for strike number 13 in a row. Ah, far right-hand corner pin. That scoreboard looks like a voting booth with all those X's.
Well, exactly. 133 through the third already. Looking to spare this up, and
now Mr. Willock giving a new meaning to the term new math.
boom.
Well, you've seen that shot before. Walter.
I've seen that shot before. Those left side that were there, I wish they'd been right corner pins, and I would feel a little more comfortable about them. But however, it's past history now, and I can't do too much about it. But if Fraser's going to be in this game at all, that was the shot, and it may be a similar pattern to what I did out of the gate as well, getting a few strikes. But it's up to Fraser now to come back, similar to what John did last game, and he's got to put some strikes on the board. And there's the first one. Gets him back into this. 90 through the fourth, a strike going, and certainly, you know, the within 50 pins or less, and those kind of things are manageable. And he wants here to get another mark, bring the margin of the difference under 50 pins, and a spare here will do it. He doesn't have to get all back in one shot.
And as we have seen over the course of this afternoon, always seems to be a let up one way or the other, and someone will let the door open just a bit.
Just a bit, and that's the game. It's a game of offense, and he wanted that spare. That was very fortunate. 120 through the fifth, spare up in the sixth, 56 pins.
Bit of a lonely time this afternoon for John. His wife and kids are at Crystal Beach.
Well, at the beach, and heck, if John can bring home the money, Judy will be happy regardless. And boy, John keeps that 56 pin age and gets back that strike ball, and boy, he's closing in on win number 3 here without any trouble. Yes, sir. 176 through the fifth and a double. We're talking about strikes. It's 14 out of 15.
Member, as I mentioned earlier, from lucky strike lanes, but nothing lucky about John's play this afternoon. That's skill and talent.
That's for sure. The lanes aren't breaking a lot. They're not as dry as lanes could be, and John's able to hold the line quite well. And whereas Fraser's trying to work the ball a little bit and work it into the pocket, it's not going as well. When I say work the ball, he's trying to break it. You know, so he wants to break it into that left pocket. And it's John playing a little better of a line shot.
Over the course of 34 years, he has won 35 tournament events. That's not a bad average.
Well, certainly a major winner on the tour, and he's kept a diary of his career, and he can list them out for you. And like I say, with the Hall of Fame induction coming up this November 5th, it's just going to work out great. Fraser going in along with Bowlers Helen McCallum, Ron Gifford, and from St. Catharines as well, Marjorie Summers. So it'll be a great night for 5-pin bowling again.
Bowling elite.
A bowling elite for sure. And now sitting through the seventh at 170, still with a 305 game there. Oh, possible, but very doubtful. One more here, we'll put the lid on it, and it's there. John knows it too.
Well, John's been on the step ladder twice, never has made it to the televised stage, and certainly made up for that here this afternoon.
Well, 221 and a double. He's still looking at 400, and certainly an amazing back-to-back games. 221 in this double, 401 possible here, and making it fairly simple. X
marks the spot. Little English there by John. We couldn't see it on our cameras, but.
Well, with Fraser's maximum of 305, John's really not in any trouble here at all. He's going to win this tournament. He's going to win $2,000. Fraser's going to take home $1,000, and for John, it'll be win number 3, and another fella too with his. He'll get a lot more chances to win some more events, and we congratulate John Willock from Stony Creek. Picking him up 296 through the ninth. 305 is the maximum Fraser's going to, so Fraser knows it too. He knows that the task is too large to overcome, and He'll have to settle for second place in this event as well. And
John came off great guns in his victory over you in the semifinal match, Walter, and just picked it up here in the championship. Never gave Fraser a chance to really get into it.
not really a chance at all. And bowled the exceptional games, winning the 3 games, and certainly, as he showed today with his bowling today, shooting 1478 today, as we talked about, 353 and a pair of 321 games around that. He pulled it together and carried it through, and Fraser's going out here with a few strikes, and he's going to look back at this game and see a couple of spots where he could have won it. At 215, the double, still 305 there. John Willock then needing a 10 count, which is really academic. Should Fraser throw 2 more strikes? That's not going to happen anyway.
It's been the story this afternoon.
It's been the story a little bit, but not enough. And we see 2 winners with Shirley Chickey and John Willock here. And as we really bring the provincial end of the 25th year of the Master Bowlers to a close, this 1988-89 season.
Fond memories from Welland for John Willock. $2,000 in memories.
Fraser finishing with 281. John able to just roll the ball. Look at the carry he
What
had
else?
on those corners today. Just tremendous how he pulled those, carried those corners. And certainly, as you see, the winners have the best shot. I think we saw that with Shirley. And John, he just guides it in. And maybe he's going to move down here and stay for a little while. Shooting back-to-back, 375. This one here coming up, 1 more strike. No, as he misses 35, 331, 375, 331 winning.
Well, the crowd is in awe. Mr. Willock didn't end off with a strike, but it was enough anyway to win this match, 331 to 281, and the Rose Festival Bowling Championship here in Welland. We'll be back with a final look after you watch this.